Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Entertainment Brick Show. Today, we are doing a pretty fun video. I've actually been really excited to film this video and edit and, post it and everything like that, because a comment on one of my videos, I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was a video a little while ago, and I think it was a little while ago, and there was a comment on it asking me if I think that there would be any other Adventure Time spinoff shows after Fionna and Cake. What a great question, and I think I did answer it in the comments a little bit, but now I want to go into a more in-depth look and just kind of talk about it a little bit more, because I think that is a super duper interesting question that I do want to cover on the channel, which is like what I'm doing right now. So, again, in the comments, was asked, would there be more Adventure Time spinoff shows in the future? And my immediate answer is yes. I really don't see why they wouldn't be willing to make more Adventure Time spinoff shows, whether that be, in the Fionna and Cake universe, whether that be in the original Adventure Time universe. That's what I would probably prefer. But the only problem or worry behind the studio for Adventure Time, Cartoon Network, whatever, going through with more Adventure Time spinoff shows is that I don't really know if Fionna and Cake is gonna be a fan favorite show. I guess I wouldn't know for certain, but I don't think many people are too interested in Fionna and Cake and too interested enough to, watch a spinoff show with them. If it was maybe like a Princess Bubblegum show or something along those lines, I think that we would be, more likely to get more shows. But considering it's Fionna and Cake, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be something that I think people would be more interested in, or interested in enough to do well, and then of course release I just don't know. It all depends on the success of this show, which again I'm not confident will be extremely successful, because again, Fionna and Cake, very weird choice for a spinoff show. Many people may not be interested in the show just because there are characters that might not be that people are not interested in. And I don't think they're as popular as Ice King or someone like that, although, I think they're kind of trying to cover their bases a little bit with this show by including Simon, or Ice King, whatever you want to call him, in this show as well. It seems like he's actually from the original Adventure Time universe here, so maybe that's kind of how they're going to get to save the show, because of course, Ice King was never given a Distant Lands episode, so this is clearly why they didn't do that. It was clearly because they were saving him for this. So, again, there's definitely a potential of first Adventure Time spinoff shows. Depends on the success of this show. It seems like Distant Lands did fairly all right, because it seemed they greenlit this show fairly closely after they released the Peppermint Butler episode. But yeah, I'm excited for this show. Cannot wait to see it. I think this can be 2023. Probably, my guess is late 2023. I don't know for certain, but hoping for a trailer at some point. But we might have to wait a little bit for that. Anyways, yeah. So overall, Fionna and Cake, I don't know if they were the best characters to choose for a spinoff show. I know they were probably trying to stick to like the Finn and Jake kind of aspect of Adventure Time, rather than kind of going into other characters who might not have the same kind of feel. But I don't think that was the best approach. I think there's, the characters that they built up in the other shows have enough popularity to where you could make a spinoff show and it could do really well. Again, that's probably why they added Ice King into this show, just kind of maybe if people are really not liking the Fionna and Cake thing, there is Simon in the show, and, people love Ice King, so he's definitely a fan favorite character, and I think people would want to follow his story. So, I'm very excited for Fionna and Cake otherwise. I'm just saying I don't think it might be extremely successful, so I'm curious if they would actually follow through with another spinoff show, maybe based off of characters in the actual Adventure Time universe, and that'll probably do much better than this, I think. But anyways, yeah, that is my kind of answer to this question. But now I want to get into some ideas for some spinoff shows, because trust me, I have a ton. Alright, so my ideas for some of these spinoff shows, we'll start with the first one here. I don't think I've ever said my favorite character in Adventure Time yet. It's not Finn, it's not Jake, it's not Ice King, Princess Bubblegum, or Marceline. It is, in fact, my favorite character is, in fact, Captain Root Beer Guy. Oh man, his episodes were great. The first episode with him, introducing him and making him a captain and, having him solve this mystery was incredible. Love that episode so much. Not my favorite Adventure Time episode, but I love that episode either way. And also, what was it? The cherry cream soda episode. I was so sad when he died, but now he's back and he's a bartender. But here's what I'm thinking. The show would be about Dirt Beer Guy, right? Because now he's Dirt Beer Guy, he's a bartender, regular guy, becoming Root Beer Guy once again, and going back to his old life of protecting the Candy Kingdom. So somehow, some way, he would, get back with the Banana Guards, and he would just go back to his old life of maybe he gets maybe he stops a crime or something like that, and just has this wave of energy that he's like, I have to go, back to what I used to do, which was protect the kingdom with the Banana Guards. And I think there's so many cool stories that you could do there. With Root Beer Guy and with the Banana Guards, you could have Princess Bubblegum in the show. I just think there's so much cool stuff that show could accomplish for Candy Kingdom, and maybe discussing, Candy Kingdom politics, attacks on the Candy Kingdom, different things like that. I think it could be a really, really cool show, and kind of more like an excuse for a Princess Bubblegum show. Like if they didn't want to do, for some reason, a Princess Bubblegum show, they could do some sort of character related to Princess Bubblegum. In this case, Captain Root Beer Guy, because of course he would be the Banana Guards captain, and would be working closely with Princess Bubblegum in the show. And I think she would have a pretty large chunk of the show about her as well. So I think this show would be incredible. Would really love to see a show like Captain Root Beer Guy, but again, that's just my personal opinion, because Captain Root Beer Guy is my favorite character in Adventure Time. So anyways, now we're gonna get to some other ones that I think could probably be way more plausible, but I gotta wish, I gotta dream about this, So the next one on the list here is maybe a Finn and Bronwyn show about their adventures in the future post Jake passing away. So obviously this would be a little bit of a dark show, just because it revolves with grief, with Finn and Bronwyn being sad about Jake's death. But if I'm not mistaken, the Fionna and Cake show is supposed to be young adult, not actually like a kid show in this case. So I think with that, what would that be? A title, I guess? I don't know exactly. Or genre, I guess. I think that they can maybe get away with a little bit more. And in this case, I feel like you could probably, have grief be, a part of a show like this. Now, we'll see when Fionna and Cake releases, we'll see how, dark it may get. Because Adventure Time did get dark at some points, but I think with this young adult genre tagged onto it, I think they could maybe do a little bit more and kind of push the boundaries a little bit more, which is very exciting. I would love to see more of an adult kind of Adventure Time show, which I think is what we're getting here. Not to say that there won't be, any lighthearted jokes and things like that cracked around, but I think that it would be pretty cool, to have a nice, young adult kind of animated show, which I think, again, we're getting with Fionna and Cake, but now I think a Finn and Bronwyn show would be pretty cool, kind of discussing that as well, because Bronwyn was always a very cool character as well. Really like the skateboard and stuff like that aspects of her character, and then seeing an older Finn, maybe they could do flashbacks to different adventures that were really meaningful to Finn and Jake, kind of almost like Kenobi, sort of. If spoilers for Obi-Wan Kenobi, I don't know why I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm relating Obi-Wan Kenobi to Adventure Time, but how they did some flashbacks for Obi-Wan versus Anakin, stuff that we never really seen before. What if they did that for Adventure Time? Flashbacks to an adventure with young Finn and young Jake. Not young Finn, Finn and Jake from the original show going on some adventure that ended up being super meaningful to them. I just think there could be so many cool flashbacks, as well as future adventures with Bronwyn and Finn together. Finn and Bronwyn can talk about Jake, have really emotional moments. As well as this, overarching villain, I don't know. There's so much they could do there. Again, the world of Adventure Time, oh man, there's so much that could happen. And I just think it would be amazing. I think it would be incredible, what they can do here. And then we also have on here, on my list here, this one's kind of a gimmick. Wait, hold on. This show is kind of a gimmick. I can't speak today. All right, I'm gonna scrap that and just say this show makes a lot of sense for why they would make a spin-off show about these characters. And this is the Shermie and Beth show depicting the future of Ooh. Now, Shermie and Beth were, of course, the characters introduced for the future of Adventure Time in Come Along With Me, which is the final episode of the original show. And they were characters, seems like reincarnations of Finn and Jake, living in the future of Ooo, where, it's kind of destroyed, a little, roughed up. And I think this could be pretty cool. This could just be basically, you could title it Adventure Time, same thing. But instead of Adventure Time with Finn and Jake, it's Adventure Time with Shermie and Beth. And they go on adventures, of course, in this barren wasteland that the land of Ooo ends up becoming, which is sad, but, you could also have BMO in this show. Of course, BMO would appear in this show. You could have characters who were younger in the original Adventure Time show. I can't speak. In the original Adventure Time show, come back here and look much older. For example, Sweet Pea from the original Adventure Time show, where, he was a baby, I guess, at that point. He was taken care of by Tree Trunks and Mr. Pig. Now he is older. He's more of an adventurer. We have seen images of Sweet Pea in the future, where he's older. He has a demon sword, I think, from Peppermint Butler, and he has like a really big beard. He's a giant. So, point is, that would be really great to see. I would love for that to happen. Shermie and Beth show. Let's make it happen. That's a great idea. And just kind of showing off the future of Ooo would be perfect. Anyways. Now, another idea for a spinoff. Now, this one's kind of where I have two on the list here, but as I think about it more, I think I could probably put them together, and it could be a really cool, long-running show. And this is a spinoff show about Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, and Ice King all in one. Now, that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. There's so much story that could be there. Any kind of like these three main characters all are connected in some way. Ice King, of course, is connected to Marceline through Simon and Marcy, of course, them living out in the past. Marceline, of course, is connected to Princess Bubblegum because they are together as a couple. And then Princess Bubblegum and Ice King are connected because, I guess Ice King used to capture Princess Bubblegum, but now they have to work that out, I think this could be incredible. Of course, depending on, you want to have these shows be canon, so depending on what happens with, actually, you know what, now that I think about this might not really work out. Hold on. Because I'm thinking Simon, or Ice King is now Simon, not Ice King anymore. And, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it would be a Simon, Marceline, Princess Bubblegum show. And maybe there's no more Ice King. Depending on how Fionna and Cake goes, maybe Simon becomes Ice King again. Who knows? But, I doubt that. But still, you never know what's going to happen in this show, in the Fionna and Cake show. But with this one, maybe it would be Simon, Marceline, and Princess Bubblegum all in one show. I think that actually could probably still work now that I think about it a little bit more. You could discuss, Princess Bubblegum's political affairs in the Candy Kingdom, as well as Marceline and Princess Bubblegum's relationship, as well as Simon and Princess Bubblegum, I guess just doing scientific stuff together. I don't know exactly. You could, have Marceline, same thing with the Princess Bubblegum connection, as well as Marceline and Ice King having a connection through, of course, Simon and Marcy, which I also put down as another show would be a Simon and Marcy prequel/sequel show, where, in the sequel version, or the sequel part of the show, it would be Marceline and Ice King kind of talking out, situations, going on adventures, and then the prequel part of it would be, of course, flashbacks to Simon and Marcy, like the time where Simon and Marcy were together in the after the Great Mushroom War, and kind of living out their lives, trying to survive there as well, which they, touched upon a little bit in Adventure Time, but I think, more adventures with them would be pretty cool. And I think that could also tie into this Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, and Simon show. Simon and Marceline could have parts of the episodes where they're discussing, things that happened in the past. Again, another thing, depending on how Fionna and Cake goes, you could also have Simon, Marceline, and Princess Bubblegum searching for Betty as well still. Because, of course, Betty is now Gulb, and you could have them searching for Betty. So many things that they could do for this show, but for all the three of these characters. And again, I think it could work because they're all connected in some way. And I think, I think it could work pretty well. And again, that Simon and Marcy show that I also had as a separate, thing on the list here could just be incorporated into this show, this show here. So with that being said, the final show idea, there's so many ideas that I have. I just threw a few of them on the list here. But the final idea for a show that I have here is a Banana Guard show. Now, let me explain. I think that they could do a Banana Guards anthology series where every episode follows a new Banana Guard with a new problem. to overcome or an adventure to go on, similar to the earlier episodes of Adventure Time. Now, with the original Adventure Time show, there used to be, in the first couple seasons, it was always Finn and Jake going on some wacky adventure, and it would be like, one episode, one story, beginning, middle, end, and you're done for that whole episode, and then it kind of like almost quote-unquote, or not quote-unquote, but almost like restarts, sort of, on the next episode. I'm thinking they could do that with the Banana Guards, and like have the Banana Guards go on some crazy adventures, and I think it would work really well. I think it'd be pretty cool. It would pay homage to the earlier episodes of Adventure Time. It wouldn't be, this large overarching story with these huge overarching bad villains that are coming out, but instead it's just like, hey, here's a Banana Guard. He's got to, do a demolition job, but he finds some creatures living in the building that he's got to destroy, so he has to convince I don't know. But the point is, there's so many different things that they could do with an anthology series about the Banana Guards following a Banana Guard every episode. I just think it could work really well. And of course, I think there could be some stories in there that maybe are more intense than other ones, But I just think that this show could work super, super well. And I think it'd be a pretty cool little anthology series to kind of run alongside some other story-based shows. But there you have it. Those are my ideas for spinoff shows. Again, there are so many options for shows, as well as ideas that I have. Matter of fact, I even have like a whole list of shows that I think that they could do that I was typing up before making this video. I'm like, oh man, they could do this, and I just kind of picked and choose which I wanted to share here on the video, because I don't want to be here for 2 hours, whatever. But anyways, there you all have it. I'm going to close out this video here. Those are my ideas, as well as do I think the Fionna and Cake show will do well to make more spin-off shows? That's my thoughts. I think yes, but we'll have to see, obviously. And there you have it. So if you enjoyed that video, do the common YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.